We figured you guys were due for a little bit of a shop tour, shop update of what's going on here at Green Street Joinery. We've been very busy and it's extremely hot out. It's like 94 degrees out right now. We're in a heat wave in New Jersey, so we're sweating it out in here. Knocking out this white oak job, so we have a big rack of parts here and a rack of parts here that got sprayed yesterday. So this is all riffs on white oak veneer on MDF core. Two areas of a home, a built-in near a fireplace. So basically it's a little base cabinet with a couple big thick floating shelves. And then we have a foyer built in, so on either side of the front door, some big tall coat closet cabinets and a transom cabinet over the top. So it's all ready to go back together. And we actually started putting the dowels in. So this is dowel and screw construction. So we're using 4 8 by 30 millimeter dowels, and we're using 4 2-inch funnel head screws. Love those screws. The combination of those two makes a super strong cabinet, and they go together really fast. So we're able to build them, dry fit them, take them apart, finish them flat, and then put them back together. So lots of stuff. It took all day yesterday. We sprayed 5 gallons of clear Enduro, and I was using this new gun. So we're still spraying it out of the Titan Multi-Finish 440, but I picked up this Total Finishing Supplies Viper. This is basically a Kremlin Excite gun that they copied, for lack of a better word. It's based off of that gun. It works very similar. It's made with non-OEM Kremlin parts, and it worked great. It's a nice ergonomic gun. It's got a bit of a lighter trigger pull than the Titan. It's 120 bar, I believe, or maybe it's 100 bar, because typically with air-assisted airless, you're not spraying that high of a pressure, so you can have a little bit of an easier trigger pull. Worked great. It laid out really nice. John was checking out these parts. They're really smooth. Pull this one out for you. That nice riffs on white oak with the water-based finish. It looks nice, not dead. It has a nice soft sheen to it. And they came out nice and smooth. Like I said, we sprayed an entire 5 gallons of finish yesterday, which is a lot. Moving on, we have another area of this home that we're working on. We're building this. Essentially, it's wainscoting to go around a butler's pantry. So this is the first wall, I guess we could call it, dry fit. Here's a photo, and maybe we'll put up a real screenshot of the rendering. But this section here. It's flipped upside down right now. We'll have glass in these with some mullions. And this is a butler's pantry inside of here. So it's the kitchen on this side and the butler's pantry on that side. Turns the corner. So it's made from 1-inch glacier green HDF for the rails and stiles, 1/2-inch glacier green for the panels, and like I said, we'll have glass in some areas. So we have, this one's all dry fit. We're gonna prime these panels before it goes together in case anything shrinks. We'll have color behind. This HDF doesn't really shrink that much, so not super concerned about that, but it's a good practice. We have the rest of the panels are stacked up here. And these are all the rest of the parts. So you can see we're building them like traditional doors with stub tenons, and we'll do some big dominoes in these, because we're going to be moving around this 70 by 100-inch panel. It needs to be really strong so that we don't crack the paint. These will be painted natural cream by Benjamin Moore, and we're trying a new product for this job, ICRO 5500 or 5000, I forget, new paint for the shop. So we're trying it out. So some of them have double grooves for these mid rails, and some of them have, just your single groove, but go together like this. So we did all that in the shaper. Could actually show you this setup that we use to cut these tenons. I have it set up on the shaper right now. So just using a simple crosscut sled and this big Amana cutter. It's hard to see because it's all set up, but basically we reference off of this fence and we cut our tenon, 2 sides. And we got a real nice fit tuned up on these, so they fit really nicely. With big glue ups like this, you don't want anything to be too tight because it becomes very difficult to put together. This piece here is made up of, say 12 different parts that need to be glued up at the same time. So you need to build in just a little bit of wiggle there. That's another reason why we're using the dominoes. because we need that extra strength since we're cutting these with a little bit of slop. Building a desk for someone else, someone who was in a bind, and we're helping them out. So there's the cabinet. We'll look at this countertop. So this is just a 1.5 inch white oak veneer countertop. This is the underside. So it's built up, edge banded. We have a leg that's here, and this is a little desk area. And you know, this rectangular portion sits on top of this cabinet. This is another little countertop that they needed. Same thing, just built up. This will sit on a dresser. And we have the drawer heads. This gets 4 drawers. And we have these end panels. This was sort of the most complicated portion of the fabrication. So there's these end panels. This is just a backer. These doors actually fit within with an 1/8 inch gap. So you can imagine like that. So that's a nice look. This is all just stuff that somebody dropped off, and I'm putting the pieces together. I did post a reel about this. So these aren't actually mitered. You know, it looks like a miter, but it's actually not. It's a rabbet joint. So a lot easier to get to close up, in my opinion, and this corner right here will never open up. This sits up against the cabinet. This is the side that you'll see, and you'll see the face here. But a nice 2-inch thick end panel. What else? So someone's actually coming to the shop to finish this stuff, so no finishing on our end. We're working on the doors for this foyer project, and they're getting some door straighteners. So an issue, you can see it right here, with these big slab doors is that they like to warp. So you need to either A, prepare for that to happen, or B, correct it when it's already happened in the shop. So we're using door straighteners from Hafele. So these actually get routed in to the door. It's like a truss rod for a guitar. If you've ever, played guitar or know anything about guitars. This gets fixed in this hole and fixed in this hole. And then here you'll have access to this little double-sided nut, and you can bend the door. So right now this door has a bow to it when it's hung, so we'll be able to correct that out by tightening this, and it gets covered up with these covers here and these cover plates. So a really nice product. Definitely something you can think about if you're doing some big doors, or if you have big doors that warped and you need to repair it, you can use these. Much easier than replacing the door. And they're adjustable. So if in the wintertime it's a problem, you can adjust it and then, bring it back in the summertime or whatever. I think that's about it. That's all we've got going on this week, which is actually a lot. Hopefully you guys are staying cool. Hopefully this heat wave ends soon. If you have any questions about any of the things we showed this week or any videos you'd like to see, let us know in the comments, and we'll talk to you next week.